Jeremy is back out in the backyard with a first look at the forecast. And Jeremy, I'm not going to lie, from the screen in here with your I can barely see you outside right now.
Here I am, and I wanted to show you, hunters are going to have to deal with below freezing temperatures. We have the first ice here on the backyard pond that I've seen so far this season, and this is just a sign of what's to come. Of course, we're going to have colder temperatures. As a matter of fact, next week I see wake-up lows in the teens, so get ready for those cold mornings, hunters, and anyone else who is going out. Of course, kids aren't off from school until Christmas, so we've got a stretch of cold mornings coming up this upcoming week that you want to send your kids out with the gloves, the hat, and the scarves, just like I have on too. All right, let's take a live look at Penn Stroud Hotel, where we've got the signs of the holiday season coming to fruition there in Stroudsburg and Monroe County. And here's a live view of another holiday scene. That is the WEJL Tower, lit up beautifully as of Wednesday. Of course, kicking off the holiday season. 31 is where we're at. Yep, below freezing. That's why we have ice on the backyard pond with light winds. That's at least good. So it's actually feeling like the thermometer reading, whereas yesterday it was in the 30s, feeling like the 20s because of the added winds. Tomorrow it'll be breezy, and it'll be breezy again on Monday. So just prepare yourself for a bit of a wind chill. You'll need those extra layers to feel a little bit warmer. Today's high temperature just 38 degrees, and we're already down into the 20s for most of the northern tier. Wysock sitting at 30 right now. Williamsport slightly above the freezing mark, same for Lewisburg and Lock Haven, but most of us here in the Valley Cities and down through the Poconos in the low 30s and upper 20s. There are your highs today. It was a cold one. Average high temperature this time of year in Scranton, 46. So we were 6 to 8 degrees below average. In northeastern Pennsylvania here in Scranton, we were 8 degrees below average. And Williamsport only got up to 41, Selinsgrove up to 40. Now we're starting to see those clouds fill their way in ahead of this quick mover that's not all that strong, to be honest with you. If you look at the scene in the Great Lakes region, it looks pretty potent, right? There's a solid line of snow across Wisconsin and Michigan, but it's running into drier air as it approaches Pennsylvania. So what happens is a meteorological term called entrainment. As the moisture comes out of the sky, it moistens up the layers of the atmosphere before it makes it to the surface, and then we don't get too much rain or snow here at the surface. So it's going to run into this drier air and cause entrainment, whereas these moisture molecules end up causing moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere versus the lower levels. And we're not going to see much in the way of accumulations. And to boot, we're also going to have temperatures warming throughout the late morning and early afternoon. So we'll be around the freezing mark, definitely cold enough to support snow up until around 10 o'clock or so. And then temperatures slowly warm to the upper 30s, low 40s. So anything that falls as snow will end up changing over to rain and getting rid of a lot of the accumulations. And again, it's going to be light. So here's how I see things overnight tonight. Some snow filling in, some pockets of rain, and even some sleet, but I don't think we're going to have a freezing rain component where that black ice could be an issue. There could be slick spots. Again, all you need is a coating to a ½ inch of snow to cause slick roads, and that definitely could happen for the northern tier. But down through the Valley Cities and out through the Susquehanna Valley, a lot of mixing going on throughout the late morning and early afternoon, and by 3 o'clock, we're done with the rain and snow. So if you have to travel for the holidays, make sure you do it in the latter portion of your Sunday if your plans are flexible, and then you won't encounter too much in the way of reduced visibility from the snow and the rain. Here are your snowfall amounts for tomorrow's system. Not much, just a coating for those of us east. If you live north and west, you could pick up a quick inch, and rainfall amounts aren't much either, just a few hundredths of an inch, very light in nature. Winds will be an issue tomorrow, anywhere from 25 to 35 miles per hour directly out of the south. Then we're tracking our next winter storm. This comes in Tuesday morning into Tuesday afternoon, both models indicating the risk of all snow. No mixing, no temperatures above freezing. This would be a system that could put down 1 to 2 inches, if not 3 to 4 further east as it pulls away. So here's one model showing anywhere from 1 to 3 inches the further east you live, maybe in the Poconos, possibly 4 inches. This, I think, is an overestimate from the GFS. This is showing Scranton's accumulations being anywhere in the ballpark of 1 to 6 inches. I think realistically, widespread, we could see 1 to 3 inches, and that would still be enough to plow in the highest elevations of the Poconos. There's your 7-day forecast. Will be warmer than the freezing mark tomorrow into the afternoon, so a lot of those snow showers will turn over to rain. There could be some slick spots. Just take it easy if you're driving. We're cold and windy for Monday, snow on Tuesday. Wednesday we got clouds and sun, and then we're tracking our next risk for some flurries on Thursday. That doesn't look like too much in the way of accumulations, Jack, but it will cause reduced visibility. So if you're traveling this upcoming week, December starts this upcoming week, it will feel and look like it.
Jeremy, a lot to prepare for. Thank you very much.